Hello everybody, my name's Jonathan and welcome to Bearly Unboxed. We are finally back with another Shadow High video. Shadow High, I would have to say, first impressions, Shadow High is back. We have the two Shadow High collector dolls. Apparently these are limited edition and they can be ordered from Amazon. So I will put links to both of these in the iCards and down in the description. And there's only two of them in this series. And these do say Series 1 up here. Right here it says Series 1, and this is Heather Grayson. There's a lot of glare with the way this packaging is made. And then we also have Shanelle Onyx. And they do come with a comb. Both of them come with a comb. And the comb is the same comb that would have came with them originally in their first release way back, like, how long ago was that? It's been a few years. But the best thing about these dolls is they have the wrist articulation. And I can't really tell, but I think they have the thigh articulation too. We will definitely find out when we get them out of the box. And I am going to be comparing them to their original releases as well as the budget versions of the two of these that recently came out, which I did a video on. And if you want to see that video, I will put a link in the iCards and the description for that as well. I am really, really excited because Shadow High is what really got me into collecting Rainbow High. I kept seeing Rainbow High on the shelves, and at the time I was only buying Barbie because I was only just getting into collecting dolls. And oddly enough, Shanelle Onyx was my very first ever Rainbow High, Shadow High female doll that I ever bought. My first purchase ever was Shadow High Ash Silverstone. So we will take a look at the packaging on these. A lot of people have been complaining about this packaging. It's being called by MGA collector ready displayable packaging or something like that. These dolls, unfortunately, do not come with a doll stand. And honestly, I can't talk today. Honestly, I think that's a really big misstep. Because when it comes to collector dolls, Barbie ones always come with a doll stand, and so do Monster High. And the fact that they just didn't include them with these is really bizarre to me. I don't quite understand it because the whole appeal of Rainbow High and Shadow High was that they were more of a collector doll to begin with. Even though they were more of a playline doll, their fashions, their clothing was so well made, and they came with doll stands, and everything about them was so collectible. So I have a couple of just random Shadow High doll stands. I don't have any of the actual color that goes with them. Like, she should have a black one, and Heather should have a like white, clear, kind of translucent one. But yeah, so here is the barcode for Shanelle. And like I said, these are on Amazon. And it does have artwork of the doll on the back, done by Darko Dark, who has been doing the artwork for these for a while now. And he also does the artwork now for Monster High, and he's amazing. I love his work. I will try to put a link, if I remember, to his Instagram so you can follow his Instagram and keep up with his artwork. But yeah, these are really pretty. They have, I like this. They have a print on the side that matches her dress. And it's on both sides. And it's on the top, and it does say "Let Your True Colors Shine" on the top. And we have that like faux riveting kind of fancy stuff that we were used to with Rainbow High. But then it still kind of plays into the newer Rainbow High with all this rainbow and the little sparkles and stuff. And here is Heather Grayson's packaging. This is her barcode. I honestly don't know how hard it'll be or how difficult it'll be to get these dolls. I know a lot of people had been ordering them early on Amazon and getting them early, and I was not one of those. I was not able to get them early, but I got them as soon as they went up available for everybody. So Heather has the snakeskin print on both sides of hers that matches her dress. It's kind of her thing. Her artwork is absolutely gorgeous. And she does have a nose ring, and it's molded into her nose, so it's not removable. And I think that's so cool that they made a new mold just for this Heather Grayson to have that nose ring. I think that's awesome. That shows a little bit of effort on MGA's part instead of just reusing her original face mold. And they could have done that, but they didn't. And I think that's really cool. Her outfit is interesting. There's so many layers to it. I'm not sure how I feel about it. We will take a look at it when we get it out of the box. Hers also does say "Let your true colors shine" on the top. Now, I'm also not sure how to get these out of here, to be honest. It looks like they are taped on the sides. I really would have loved if this front piece could come off, and then you could just put it like a lot of Barbies come with like a dust cover, and then you can remove it and then display it, because MGA is basically saying these are display ready for your collection in the box. But I don't think a lot of people are going to leave them in the box, because we want to restyle these. That's a lot of Rainbow High and Shadow High collectors love to restyle their dolls. So let me get this tape all cut off. I can't talk today. I am still getting over a cold. It's been about 2.5 weeks, maybe 3 now. I've had this stubborn cold. It's just sticking with me. It's preventing me from getting a lot of my videos recorded that I was really looking forward to doing for this season. Okay, so that's interesting. I'm not sure I'm not sure how this works. Oh, I see. Okay. It kind of opens, and then this you pull out of this little slot right here. And it looks like we should be able to pull this out. Yes. Okay. Oh, this is so much better. Now we don't have the glare on the front. I might need to retake my thumbnail photo without the glare. In fact, let me go ahead and get her box apart too. And there is Shanelle without her box in the way. And I think this is really cool. The backs of these say their names, which is the same design that's behind them. I think that is so cool. So I'm going to go ahead and unbox both of them at the same time, and then we can just take a look at them together. I got both of them out of their packaging, and my first impressions, or more so, I guess it would be more like second impressions, because my first impression was seeing them in the box, and I thought they looked really nice. But now that I got them out of the box, there are some things I'm noticing that for a collector doll feels really cheap. And these were like $32.99, I believe. Let me double check that, because I feel like for the price, it's kind of, I don't know. I don't know what to think. Let me see. They are $32.99. Shanelle is still available on Amazon right now, and so is Heather. So, like I said, I will put links to these through Amazon if you want to order them. They will be like affiliate links. So, basically, if you use that link to purchase them, I may earn a very small commission, and then Amazon pays me, and then that helps the channel so that I can buy more toys to review for you. But yeah, no pressure on that at all. All right, so I did put her on this pink stand because I thought it matched her eyes a little more than the blue one, and the blue one matched Heather's eyes. That doesn't really matter. The stand should really be this color. This is her Shadow High comb. And I will say this comb, I'm trying to compare it to an older comb. And it feels flimsier. So already, when I first was holding the comb, I'm like, this doesn't feel the same quality as an old Rainbow High Shadow High comb. So already that's not that the comb really matters, but that's a sign that they're cheapening out a bit. The next thing I noticed was her purse. Now, the purse is neat looking. I will admit the purse is neat. It kind of looks like a newspaper folded up, or a magazine with a buckle around it. The image on it is just like a sticker, and it does have Heather and Shanelle on it, which I think is really cool. And it even says, Heather Grayson, of course you missed us, and Shanelle Onyx, come back, we never left, which I think is kind of funny. And then it says exclusive interviews with Shadow High, what does that say? Shadow High top students, and Natasha Zima's top 10 beauty hacks. The buckle around it is painted, which is nice, and it does have this loop that allows her to loop it over her thumb so she can hold the bag, which is nice. I appreciate that. But this whole sticker thing, and it doesn't even... Purses in old school Rainbow High, when it first came out, where a lot of times they were made out of cloth. In fact, I think almost every time they were made out of a fabric of some sort, whether it was like cloth or like vinyl or something like that. And this is just a solid hunk of plastic. This is very Barbie-esque, but there's a lot more detail to it than a Barbie purse. Barbie purses are almost never painted, and very rarely do they have more than one color if they are. Now, the doll itself, she does have the upper thigh joint. So we have the full old school Rainbow High, Shadow High body on this doll. Because she has the wrist articulation, and the hands are removable because I had to remove it to get her out of the packaging because there was a little plastic thing over top of it. And then this side, when you take it out, is longer than the other side, and I think that's so that you know which hand goes on which arm. I think that's more for kids than anything, probably. But she does have this really cool dress, I will admit. But this is all one piece with Velcro in the back. So she only has one piece of clothing. Yeah, it's all one piece. It's not separate pieces. It looks like it should be. It looks like it should be like a separate top and like a skirt under here, and then like this overskirt kind of thing. But it's all sewn together, and it's all one piece. Now, I don't mind that. Let me bring in her original doll. So so we can get a side by side. This new one has micro braids, which I think is amazing. They look really, really nice. And then she has this like top knot. They kept her hair pretty much the same color, but the micro braids are a little more like matte finish, whereas her original one was very like glossy looking. Now the original one does have just one dress, so like this is all one piece, but she does have socks and shoes that are separate. She does have separate earrings and the bow on the top of her head, whereas this one, it just has these shoes that look like they have ruffles. Okay, you're gonna have to come back here because the camera wants to focus on you. But these are all plastic, but these look like fabric ruffles, which I actually kind of like that. I think that looks nice. They do have a lot of detail to them. They even printed, what does that say? Does it say anything? Or is it just chains? I think it might just be like chains? I can't, or no, it does say, I think it might say her name. I cannot read that. I might be able to later when I'm editing the video, but right now I cannot read that. So yeah, it's a really nice doll for the most part. Let me just check something and make sure this isn't two pieces, because now that I'm looking at it, it almost feels like it is. Nope. Okay. It's just one piece. And she does have silver painted underwear underneath. I think her original doll also had that. Yeah. So that's the same. I like that they have like the really nicely made like clothing for these, despite it all being sewn together. And this doll actually has long nails on her hands, whereas her original one didn't have that. And then she does have these earrings, which are really, really nice. They even have little like plastic gems. And then it says SH and it's a heart. And her face is really pretty. My camera is like trying to balance the color, so it's making her look a little more brown than she is. I don't know, see that? It's but she has really cool purple eyeshadow, which I don't know if we can see that on camera. It's purple right above her eye makeup. And then she has like the glitter eye makeup and with silver. And her lips are really, really cool. They're like an ombre. And then she has this little bow right here with like a pearl, which is really cool. It's a lot of detail. I love the ombre on the skirt. You see that? It has like this. Well, actually, it's because it's layered. It looks like it's ombre. So that's actually really cool. So I love her. I think for $32.99 though, they should have thrown in a doll stand, because that's a lot of money for a doll that only has one piece of clothing and a pair of shoes and earrings. But she doesn't have a bow in her hair. She has this kind of like cheaply made handbag. It's kind of disappointing that this is what we're getting for a collector doll. I really would have loved to have seen a stand. So now, while we are talking about Shanelle, let me grab the budget doll. And here is Shanelle's budget doll compared to the new collector doll. And the budget doll, she has the same makeup pretty much as her original. It's just slightly different, slightly done differently. I loved these budget Shadow High dolls, and these are available from MGA's website. And I think you can find the link to them on my video where I reviewed these, which should be in the description. I like this bag that she came with a lot better than this one. I think it looks nicer. In fact, I almost want to give it to this collector one. I probably wouldn't even display her holding this bag. But there we have all 3 versions. I'll put them like this. So there's all 3 versions that we've got of Shanelle, starting with her first version, her budget, and her collector doll. I don't know. I think it probably depends on how well these collector dolls do. If we get more collector dolls, it would be nice if they made some Rainbow High collector dolls to go along with the Shadow High ones. Because, everyone has their favorites. And I think it would be really cool to see a collector doll of Poppy, because she's so absent from the current lineup. She's still in the show that the dolls are based on, but she never shows up in doll form. Now, I do want to point out, she has micro braid hair. There is no reason to use this comb on micro braided hair. It could damage it. I mean, it kind of works. I'm trying to be very gentle, but there's really no hair gel in this hair. You can wash the braids, though, and I think they would look a lot better. They would be a little more straight, because some of them are a little crooked from packaging. They're a little bent and out of whack. All right, so that's my thoughts on Shanelle. So now we're going to take a look at Heather. So here is Heather out of her packaging, and she has a ton of hair gel in her hair. It's very stiff. It looks terrible. It's definitely going to need to be washed. I'm kind of like about her hair being so gelled. I don't feel like it didn't need to be, because she's secure in the box, whatever. But I will say her bangs look amazing, and they're pretty straight. I love the gradient effect they did with her bangs. Now, I will point out something with her hair. Let me find her box. So on the box, it shows this piece on a ring, like her original doll had. And I will bring in her original doll so I can illustrate that. So here is her original doll. So you can see she has this like ring with hair that is basically secured into her hair. She has a black one on this side too. But they didn't give it to the actual doll, even though the artwork had it. So that was probably, I'm guessing, a budget thing. It just added too much to the doll, and they would have had to raise the price. And again, I would have loved to have had a stand with this doll. And also, again, this handbag that she has is absolute trash. Like, I don't say that very often about things, but this is awful. It looks like a game controller, and then it has this sticker on it that's like a pattern. It's not painted, and it's squishy for one thing. It does have a zipper molded into the top, and it does have this kind of strap that has a little bit of detail to it, but this is absolute just trash. Like, I don't understand why you even include that. They didn't need to include a bag. They should have used the money for the bag and gave us a doll stand. They don't need a handbag. I honestly, I would rather have the doll stand. Now, her outfit is also all one piece. Her outfit's really neat, though. It has like this multi-layered skirt skirt. It has 2 layers of this like snakeskin fabric and like 2 layers of black tulle. And it all kind of comes together and it looks really neat. And then it has like faux leather. And then it has lots of rings around it. In fact, this one right here still has like a little elastic because it was around her wrist. And I left it in for now because I wasn't sure if I wanted to reattach it. Now her hands both have a ring, or multiple rings on her hands, which is really cool. I do really like this outfit. I really wish it was separate pieces. Like this part right here could all have been one piece, and then the skirt could have been one piece. And this overskirt could have been just part of it, or it could have been like a separate piece. But it is all sewn together. And then she has boots with chains on them, and it says S on that side. And also an S on that side. So it's kind of weird they didn't put an H on one. It's just like a mirror image. It's another kind of indication that this is a little more cheap because they just got away with mirror imaging the boot instead of creating a different one. But yeah, she has the upper leg articulation, I think, although I can't see it. Yeah, yep, her leg does spin, definitely. So that is awesome to see, and the having the wrists and the removable hands, I love it. As far as their articulation goes, I didn't really go over it, but it's the same as the old. They have the head tilt, and it can turn. They have the shoulder joint, the elbow joints. They have the knees that can be basically they're a double jointed knee, so you can get some really nice poses. The legs can go up and down. It's very restricting with her skirt though. And then of course that upper thigh articulation. I mean, that is amazing that we got that back. She does have a necklace, and it's actually kind of neat. It looks like zippers and it's like lizard print. I really like the necklace. Her face is also really pretty. She also has like that ombre lip, but there's the nose ring. And she has these cool earrings that have like a moon with like, it's supposed to be a moon according to the artwork with spikes, but it just looks like spikes on the actual doll. Yeah, they don't really look like moons. But in Darko Dark's artwork, they were little crescent moons. And I do like that her earrings have like also a little bit of a sparkle to the stud part up here. It's kind of hard to see that. Maybe you can see it better on this side. You can see it's sort of like a gem, which I think is really pretty. And it's hard to see her eyebrows or her eye makeup because of her bangs, but it looks a little bit different than her standard doll. She doesn't have the white eyeliner underneath her eyes. And I think the coolest thing about this doll is she has a shaved flocked head with a star design in it. And the star is kind of like an odd shape, which I actually like. So, I mean, that's pretty cool. Definitely needs a hair wash, though. And then, you know, I have an extra Heather doll. And I can always... And I was planning on turning her into Harley Quinn, but I wanted to do that for Halloween, and I've been sick for so long and haven't had time to do a lot of videos or work on projects, and I'm kind of bummed. So she'll have to be a future project. But she does have that white ring, and I might be able to take it off of her and try to attach it to her hair, so that she matches the artwork on the... Oh, it's not on the back of that. It's on the back of this. Yeah. But I'd love to add that ring with the hair. I think that would look really nice. Because it's just so unique, you know. But yeah, so there we have her and her terrible bag. And then her original. And I almost forgot to bring in... But we do have her budget version, and there is the two of them side by side. I think the budget version is really pretty. She still has the glitter lip, just like her original one. And the eye makeup is a little more subtle. It doesn't have that white on the underlid like her original one did. So, but I honestly, the budget doll I think is really pretty. I almost want to give the budget doll's dress to the limited edition collector doll. I think and keep the boots that she has. I think that would actually look really cool. I may try to do that for photos at the end. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, so let's kind of stand these up side by side so you can get a good look at the three of them all together. And before I forget, this is her comb, and it actually doesn't feel as flimsy as the black one. It feels a little more like high quality. And this would have been the color of her doll stand if she came with one. But I think having the blue actually works for her because it matches her eyes. So, you know, I might just display her like that with this. I really, really am bummed that they didn't come with a doll stand. So there you have it. There are the two new Shadow High collector dolls, Shanelle Onyx and Heather Grayson. You'll have to let me know which of these two is your favorite. If I had to pick one, I would probably pick Shanelle because I think I really love these micro braids so much. I love when they give micro braids to dolls. I think it just looks so cool. I really like the way they did her hair in the knot as well. If you have these and maybe you've tried taking down her knot, I'd love to know what you think of that. I don't know if that's even something that works. Like, I don't know if it would look right if you took it down. And I'm wondering about Heather's hair as well. Let me know in the comments what you think of these dolls. Do you think that they're worth $32.99? I'm still kind of on the fence with that. I feel like they shouldn't have given us these cheap bags, and they should have gave us a doll stand. MGA, if you're watching, I doubt you are, or anyone involved with the company, these should have came with doll stands because they're collector dolls. The fact that they didn't is kind of weird to me. It feels incomplete. So, and trying to get these doll stands, like on the aftermarket, you can order them sometimes from AliExpress, but at this point, in the States, ordering from them is going to be probably pretty expensive with shipping and all the tariffs and stuff. So I might look into that just to see. I'd love to be able to get a black stand and a white stand for these two dolls. But anyway, I will stop harping on the no doll stands with these. But it seems like the doll stands are just out the window for every Rainbow High release from now on. The dolls do not come with doll stands anymore. So, big mistake, I think. I know it's probably a money issue. Maybe even factories don't even make them anymore. But these should have come with doll stands. If you liked the video, I'd really appreciate a like and a hype. If you can hype it up, I would love that. Also, share the video with anyone you think would want to see these dolls. And subscribe if you're not subscribed. Hit the bell also to get notified when I put up new videos. And use the subscription tab to keep track of all my new videos. Because I do that with everyone that I subscribe to. I think it's very handy. Because a lot of times YouTube will not show you the videos in your feed unless you go to that subscription tab. I always have a hard time saying that word, subscription tab. So thank you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed this. Take care out there. Love you guys. Bye. A special shout out to all my members. Thank you guys so much. Also, thank you to all my subscribers, new and old. Without you, these videos would not be possible. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.